Good morning. I have opened with witty, upbeat stuff for the last three talks. We started each by looking really deeply at our true answers to everyday questions and phrases that we casually say to people as a part of being polite in today's Western civilization. Questions like, how are you? And what's up? And good morning. And we found out that when we stop and we really think about what's true in our lives, instead of responding mindlessly, how are you? Oh, I'm fine. But really think about it, we discovered that our answers are very different and they can be really uplifting. I don't know what the finger signals I'm getting are. Oh, lights. The clerk said, let there be lights. And there were, and it was good. So when you think about those answers, they can really buoy you, right? Those deeper examinations of the joy in our life gives us some buoyancy. And we realized also that our answers are different depending on our approach. If we're appraising our lives or our day, even our city, our state, our country, our world, with an eye of judgment, we can certainly find plenty to be upset about, right? Plenty to complain about, plenty that's wrong. But when we look at our lives and at the world with gratitude, we discover that it's beautiful. That even when there's pain, there's beauty within it, which is readily apparent if you choose to see it. But there's the rub, as Shakespeare would say. There's that big, fat, hairy, stinky issue for some folks, right? But it's also the shining, gleaming, magical method for other people. I had all sorts of ideas on how I wanted to approach today's talk, because this is talk 5 of the series, and talk 5 is where I always try to offer something really special, something which conveys what I'm trying to teach in ways that every type of learner can embrace and apply and permanently shift their lives. Because for me, that's what it's all about. Okay, nothing could be more beautiful to me than seeing you light up with recognition of the perfection surrounding us. And I really, truly try to guide you in ways which allow you to reveal that perfection for yourself. I can tell you all about the perfection that I see until I'm blue in the face. But if you don't change anything in your life and your approach to it, you'll see everything I say as pretty, but a fictional story. But it's real. It's truly real. As this talk drew near and the news media started squawking about the latest tragedies and horrors, and the people around me started turning up the squawk boxes and enthusiastically joining their voices with those telling their versions of the stories, whatever version they're telling, my focus shifted. Because the truth is this: as long as we cling to the idea of an enemy, we cannot experience perfection. As long as we continue to alienate each other based on what we deem to be right and wrong, we will continue to feed the machines of war and destruction. So while I would love to give you another light and thoughtful, inspiring talk today, I'm going to offer you something very different, something powerful and empowering, but which might feel a little heavy for a bit. So I'm going to ask you to stay with it, because the end result is something which, if you allow it, it'll help you change your life and your experience permanently. But it's up to you. It always has been, and it always will be, entirely up to you. Jesus' beloved disciple and cousin, John, said in our reading today, "Whomever claims to love God yet hates a brother or sister is a liar." And these are strong words. Strong words which are spoken over and over again in every faith tradition. In Judaism, there's this from Leviticus 19:18. "You shall not take vengeance or bear a grudge against the sons of your own people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord." The Islamic echo is from Quran 49:10 and 11. "The believers are but brothers, so make peace between your brothers. Let not one people ridicule another." In the Hindu tradition, there's this from the Bhagavad Gita 12:13 and 14. "He who has no ill will to any being, who is friendly and compassionate, who is free from egoism and self-sense, who is even-minded in pain and pleasure, and who is forgiving, such a devotee of mine is dear to me." And I love both of these from the Buddhist tradition. Metta Sutra or Sutta Nipata 1:8. "Just as a mother would protect her only child with her life, even so let one cultivate a boundless love toward all beings." Isn't that beautiful? And from Dhammapada 5, "Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal law." In Sikhism, from Guru Granth Sahib on 1378, "Do not say that the world is evil, for it is the creation of God. Call everyone good, for God is in all." There's even evidence of these teachings in the relics and records of lost civilizations. Over and over and over again, we are taught all over the world that loving God means also loving everyone on this planet for innumerable centuries. And for just as long we have, let's face it, we have cheated, manipulated, or blatantly ignored this fundamental teaching. Every corner of the world has some semblance of our very familiar, "Well, bless their heart, what happened was," right? They use that to preface a nasty comment about someone or tell a gossipy story. And it seems that we think that as long as we veil our nastiness and our judgment with something which sounds loving, "Oh, bless her heart," something which sounds like something God would agree with, like they are heathens and they must come to the Lord, we believe we're following the rules. But let me remind you of this from the Gospel of Luke chapter 8, verses 17 and 18. This is another teaching which is echoed all across faith tradition. "There is nothing covered which will not be uncovered, and nothing hidden which will not be known and come to light. Take heed how you hear. For he who has, to him shall be given. And from he who has not, even that which he thinks he has shall be taken away." Oh yeah, our veiled judgment of our divine siblings is known. And that second part, which was also recorded in the apocryphal Gospel of Thomas, and we used that as part of our reading last week, it speaks to gratitude, this second part, which has been our focus over these last several weeks. It says, pay attention to how you hear things. Make sure that you don't listen and judge everything that's wrong. Because if you focus on what's wrong, you will experience only that which you think is wrong. You'll experience only that which you think is wrong in your life. You will see everything in your life and the world around you as irredeemably bad and hopeless. But if you listen with an ear turned toward the call of love within every situation, your life will reflect the love that you seek to answer with. And you will experience unimaginable, joyful abundance because love doesn't math. That is a monaism. Because the more love you give, the more you have to give away. The less you give, the less you are given. So yes, you may absolutely go on listening to the voices screaming about destruction and fear and buy into it. You may amplify it and rally the troops to fight for change and peace and all things good, but let me remind you that you cannot fight unless you perceive an enemy. And if you perceive an enemy, do I need to repeat it all over again? Right? Well, what would happen if you listened to the voices screaming about destruction and recognized all that noise as a calling? A calling for you to seek out every opportunity you can find to prove that there is love in the world, that there is beauty. Every situation which crosses your path that you can bring kindness to, seek it. Every instance of fear in which you can reveal beauty. Fighting begets more fighting. More fighting begets battle. Battle begets war. And war begets devastation and annihilation. But love just keeps on growing. And if you join me today, if you gratefully accept the calling to prove God's presence in the world by being its hands and eyes and heart, you will find that love spreads so much faster than hate. Hate is louder for sure. Fear is visible and alarming, but love, a single smile to a stranger inspires thousands more like it. One smile at a time. There is a book that I read to the Barnhart kids called The Smile That Went Around the World. It's about a child who smiled at a person. And that person was uplifted by the smile and smiled at somebody else. And it showed the interconnectedness where it ended up on a flight where this woman who was smiled at in this child's hometown smiled at the pilot. And that flight took them to China. And from China, they came all the way back, and that pilot smiled at another person from their hometown. It literally made it around the world. Please hear me when I say this, because it is one of the most powerful and fundamental truths that I know, and it holds the key to not only unlocking a life more beautiful and wonderful than you could ever imagine, but it is a key to world peace and to experiencing heaven on earth. And it is this: every dark, scary, angry, fearful, raging, despairing, suffering moment is an ear-splitting cry for love. Because love is the only thing that's real. Ernest Holmes said in our reading today, there are no enemies external to our own mind. This is one of the most difficult problems to understand, and simple as it sounds, it penetrates the depths of creative causation. If you choose to see every moment as either an expression of love or a call for love, and then you choose to be that loving answer when the call is heard, you will never see, feel, nor experience anything less than love. Fear and anger and rage and terror and shame and all of those ugly things that we experience are like this stuff. This stuff that I have here, This is called aerogel. Can you see it? Just barely, right? How about now when I hold it? Yes? You see it? Okay. This is called aerogel. It is the lightest man-made material on Earth. It is very real. I can touch it. I can hold it. It has mass and is undeniably present. Just like those emotions. They're very real, very present, and you can definitely attest to their reality. You have the high blood pressure and the tear-streaked face and the weapons and the addictions to prove their reality. But here's the thing. This thing about aerogel and about fear and anger and judgment too. They look solid. They feel present, and they even weigh something in your heart or your hand. But what are they really? Aerogel is almost nothing. It is literally 99.8% air. It is a mirage which only seems to be real. Just like our rage, our shame, our endless accusations, they're big in appearance, but hollow at the core. They are thoughts. And when you recognize that truth, when you refuse to feed the illusion with your belief, when you turn instead to gratitude, thanking God for the opportunity to be love's hands in a hurting world, the illusion disappears. It crumbles. It vanishes. Now, some of you may be thinking, but the storms in life are real. The pain is real. The floods of fear are real. And yes, the storms come. But listen, we give thanks for the chance to answer fear with love when we not only feel gratitude, but act upon it. Serving and healing and embracing. When we do that, even the most raging storm cannot drench us, because gratitude and love do not drown. They are held, protected, and lifted above the waters. Gratitude is the miracle that keeps our hands and our hearts and our very lives dry in the wettest storm. You have a choice in this moment. You may choose any of these three. First, you may choose to join me in a powerful, transformative flow of exercises, which will require those of you who are able to get up and move at some point. And if you cannot, we'll bring it to you. Second, you may choose to sit there for the next several minutes and just observe quietly. Or third, you may choose to buy into the news, the hype, and the Eeyore theory and step outside believing that the world and all the people in it are inherently and irrevocably flawed. But I caution you, if you make that choice, that will be your experience. Again, it's up to you. If you would like to participate, will you please hold up your hand? I'm going to call my volunteers forward, and they will bring you a stone for our first exercise. So hold your hands up so that they can bring it to you. And when you have a stone, please hold it in both of your hands in your lap. And when everybody's hands are down, and I know you've all got a stone, we'll begin. And you volunteers, you can participate until we get to the next phase, if you would like. Now I ask you to close your eyes if you feel comfortable. And take a deep, steady breath in and out. Again. In and out. Let your shoulders drop. Let your body settle. You're holding a simple stone. But right now, I want you to see it as something more. This stone is the vessel for all that weighs you down, all that blocks your heart from living in love and gratitude. It is just as hard and cold as that which is obscuring the truth of love from your eyes. And so it is the perfect container. Although it feels small in your hand, realize now that it is bottomless and limitless. It can and will easily accept all you have to give. Let us begin by bringing your mind to your fears. Every fear you've carried. Fear of loss. Fear of failure. Fear of rejection. Fear of not being enough. Fear of the world. Fear of the future. Fear of what may come. Feel it. And now place it in the stone. Now bring up your anger. Every judgment, every accusation, whether aimed outward or inward, every grudge, every sharp word you've spoken in your mind or out loud. Every thought against some person or situation which dwells in your mind. Place it all in the stone. Think of the them you've created, the ones you've called enemy, opponent, stranger, unworthy, unwanted, exiled, unclean, place every them into the stone. Bring forward your doubts, your cynicism, the hopelessness you felt when your life or the world seemed too broken. Connect with all of these things. Be with them and reveal the truth in them. See the raw, painful part of you where it's been taking up space. Place it in the stone. Now bring forward your loneliness. The ache of believing you're not seen or understood. That your people, your cause, is not seen or understood. Place it into the stone. Bring forward every story of not enoughness, not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough, not holy enough, not worthy enough, not normal. All of those feelings, place them in the stone. Every limiting thought, every heavy emotion, every barrier to love, place it in the stone now. All of it. Every obstacle to love. The stone can and will hold it all. Every doubt, every fear, every separating belief. Place it all in the stone. You don't need to carry this anymore. This stone is holding it for you. In just a moment, you will bring it forward to the basin of water. There's one up in front and one at the rear. As you rise, let each step be a prayer. With every step, say inwardly, I surrender these, let me be cleansed. Step by step, prayer by prayer, walk toward freedom. If you are ready, you may begin. I surrender these. Let me be cleansed. When you reach the water, place your stone gently into it. And as you do, speak aloud, it is done, and I am free. Then quietly return to your seat, breathing gratitude into the new space you've made within yourself. I surrender these. Let me be cleansed. It is done, and I am free. I surrender these. Let me be cleansed. It is done, and I am free. If you have finished, silently, please hold space for those who are still surrendering. Acquaint yourself with the new space you've made within. What you've just done is the first step in a complete transformation. And it is bigger than you realize. Because the water in those basins is holy water. You've just given your heaviest burdens into loving hands. And those loving hands have washed them clean. And I'm going to ask my volunteers to begin removing the stones from the basins and drying them and then placing them back into the baskets while I continue. Throughout the New Testament, Jesus demonstrated the power of love to conquer all. And once again, the power of love to answer when darkness knocks is echoed throughout all faiths. While our volunteers work, I'd like to tell you a story about what it means to step into this calling of love. 3 examples from 3 different faiths. The first is about a man called Zacchaeus. He was hated, despised, and dismissed. Why? Because he was a tax collector, profiting from his neighbors, betraying his people, enriching himself while others suffered. People spat his name like a curse. And yet when Jesus came into town, he looked up into a tree where Zacchaeus was hiding, small, ashamed, trying to see without being seen. And Jesus called him by name, not with anger, not with condemnation, but with love. Zacchaeus, come down. I will dine with you today. And in that moment, everything changed. The one who had been a taker became the giver. The unloved became beloved. And he could not help but share that love with others. And far away, in another land and another time, there was a man named Angulimala. He was feared by all, a murderer who wore, get this, a necklace of fingers, a terror whose very name made villages tremble. And when the Buddha crossed his path, Angulimala raised his weapon, but the Buddha did not run. He did not fight. He simply stood, radiating a peace so unshakable that Angulimala's violence felt useless. The murderer fell to his knees. His cruelty dissolved in the presence of compassion. Love met hatred, and love had won. And still later, there was the Prophet Muhammad. Each day as he walked the streets, a woman would hurl garbage at him, and she would treat him with contempt and insult him. And one day he passed her home, and nothing came. No insult, no rubbish. Instead of rejoicing, he felt concern. He knocked on her door. She was sick. And he, the one that she had mocked, cared for her. He brought kindness where there had been cruelty, and her heart was changed. Now I'd like the volunteers to please, if you would, pass the stones out again, now cleansed and made pure. And so we see again across times and faiths, there's one shimmering truth. Love is stronger than hatred. Compassion is stronger than fear. Kindness is stronger than violence. This is the truth we are living into right here and right now. You have laid down the weight of your old stones, the burdens, the judgments, the griefs, the pains, the fears, and they have been cleansed completely from your consciousness so that you may see the world only through eyes of love. And so now in this moment, you hold a new stone, a new shining vessel. This time of love. Close your eyes with me for a moment. Take a deep breath in and let it out slowly. Feel the space that is opened inside you now that you've released what was heavy. Into this space, let us welcome gratitude. Think of one blessing in your life. One thing you celebrate with a sacred and profound love. A person, an experience, a gift of beauty. Hold it in your heart. Feel the warmth of it. Let gratitude rise. Now think of another. Perhaps it's the smile of a child or grandchild. A moment of unrestrained play. A moment of compassion given to you unexpectedly. The song of a bird, the light of the morning sun. Let these fill you one after another until your whole being is glowing with gratitude. Let your awareness expand. Imagine now the beauty and resilience of this world. Rivers flowing, forests breathing, communities healing, hearts awakening. Even in headlines filled with anger, there are countless acts of goodness unfolding. See them. Feel them. Gratitude is not only a feeling, it is a power. When we send gratitude into the world, it multiplies. It awakens others to see and share their own blessings. And so I invite you now, as you hold the stone once again, to remember that it is a vessel, and pour into it every blessing, every joy, every prayer of loving gratitude you have. You're not losing these things. You're not giving them away. You are multiplying them by placing them in this stone. You are setting them free, like seeds carried on the wind, to take root in hearts and open eyes of love across the world, knowing that they will return in more abundance, more love, more joy, because love doesn't math. The more you give, the more you get. And now let a single word rise up within you. A single word that sums up your prayer of love and gratitude for the world. Your shining wish for all the world to see. Perhaps it is peace, or hope, or compassion or freedom or joy. It could be anything. Trust the word that comes to you and hold it gently in your heart. It is your gift to the world. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to come forward to this small table here at the front. There you will write your word on your stone and place it at the altar table at the center. These stones will become part of our labyrinth, a sacred path that will hold your prayers in its very foundation. Every step on that path will be a step upon love and gratitude and awakening. Take another deep breath in and out. Feel your heart full. Feel the world alive within you. When you are ready, you may come forward. There's a pad. If it's dry, you may press it on that pad there at the bottom. And now you've laid down your burdens. And you've accepted a calling. And I cannot express to you how much joy I feel when I realize that not one of you turned away. That everyone here accepted the call to be loved. And you have just proven that being love in the world starts with a simple gesture. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be showy or flowery. It's just a wish for something wonderful for everyone else. Thank you for being here with me today. It means the world.